Hello, tarot friends. How are you? This video is going to be a little ramble about what I now jokingly refer to as the Helladays, because for some of us, that's kind of how it can feel. So, disclaimer for the potentially butthurt. If you absolutely love the holidays, whichever ones you celebrate, and you and your loved ones are on the same page about how you want to celebrate, what that involves, all the ways you want to show up for each other, then I truly, truly love that for you. Like, sincerely. And I actually envy you. And so this video might be a buzzkill for y'all and might be one you want to skip because right now this is I guess, meant to hold space for myself and for others who might be having a difficult time. I have people in my life, both online and offline, who are really going through it right now. So, this is to hold space for those of us who are trying to navigate what the holidays look like for us. Also, just a gentle reminder that this video isn't a call for unsolicited advice. I have a therapist for that who is awesome in, providing action steps and advice when I want that. The intent of this video isn't about, finding ways to fix things. It's really just meant to be a safe space for this kind of conversation. However little or long that takes, I'm not sure how long I'm going to talk for. And there's really nothing to see. So if you want to listen while you like multitask, by all means do so. I had thought about, maybe doing like a flip through of a deck while I talked, because I know that's something that people do and it's a nice visual distraction, but I honestly just didn't I don't feel like it. So I thought instead I would just throw some things down that are items that make me happy right now, just for something to stare at, but I can understand that that'll get old. So multitask, please. Yeah, but these things that I have on my reading table right now, they put a smile on my face. They really provide a means of self care. I've been journaling a lot, so that's why I have this here. This uh, is new. I don't know if you can see. It is a twilight filter. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, Julie, you're fucking losing it. I am so sorry. Uh, and if you know, you know. And also to the person who sent this to me, as you can tell, I'm having too good a time with it, so thank you for that. But yeah, back to the regularly scheduled program. And we'll see if I even upload this, to be honest, because sometimes I do feel bad um, about the negative feelings that I have. I feel bad that this time of year brings for me just negativity. And, when I'm in that negative space, like I don't want to project that and bring others down with it. So I know that people are in a festive spirit. I've seen a bunch of awesome videos on TarotTube, like the Tarot Advent, which by the way, I am doing. I'm just not doing it on YouTube. I'm just doing it, by myself, like on my own. So I don't want to be the negative Nancy. Um, and our feelings are valid. Like my feelings are valid. So for anyone who needs a virtual hug, I'm sending you one. For anyone who doesn't feel seen, who feels like they need to mask so that they're not bringing anybody down on the holidays. That's something I can definitely relate to. And there are so many scenarios that people are dealing with during this time of year. I myself have had to navigate quite a few over the years. I've had some, there's some difficult family dynamics, if you will. And I think there are a lot of us, even those of y'all who love the holidays, like you deal with that to whatever major or minor degree, right? There are just, certain personalities that really, just come out strongly during the holidays. It's like heightened during the holidays. And for my part, yeah, just certain personalities, uh, and this kind of stringent perspective about what the holidays should be, right? How it should be celebrated, when specifically it should be celebrated, the itinerary, the number and kinds of gifts, presents that are involved, just the hyper focus on the material. And I have said numerous times on my channel and in Three Girls episodes, I am like a self-proclaimed capitalist consumerist whore. I try to at least be a, a demure and mindful consumerist whore. And so if I'm saying that things get out of hand over the holidays when it comes to that kind of thing, then that's telling. I so that's just kind of one facet that I've been navigating over the years. I've had holidays where I have been estranged from people in my life, and most recently I'm having to navigate, loss and grief. It was around this time last year that I lost my sister, and grief takes other forms as well. And then there's, other people are having to deal with mental ill health, physical ill health, uh, financial limitations, geographical limitations. I could probably go on. All of these different factors that can really affect a person's ability to enjoy this time of year. For my part, I'm still trying to figure things out in terms of the grief. It's still very raw. So these last couple of months in particular have been very difficult. They've been an emotional shit show. I'm having trouble regulating my emotions. At the same time, I'm probably masking a lot more than is good for me. I I think that masking has its pros and cons, and I think that over this year, it has served me in positive ways. And then it has been something that has just I've been on autopilot, and so I think that doesn't serve, and it doesn't help to kind of over rely on that. In terms of family, and can I just say, I love all my family. I love them all. And they can be a fucking pain in the ass, you know what I'm saying? So Matt and I have been continuing to just reinforce certain boundaries over the years, and knowing that it'll bring some ugly reactions. And it's one of those things where you also got to choose your battles. It's kind of a give and take. It's a compromise, which in essence is what is missing in some of these family dynamics, with these stringent attitudes and expectations. and there's just no compromise and there's no flexibility, and that just leads to so much like stress and resentment, and it just takes away from what is the spirit of the holidays, what it's meant to be about, which is just spending time and being together and being happy together. And that kind of stringent attitude just really robs people of that experience. In the last decade or so, Matt and I have been trying to create our own tradition, because at a certain point I was just like, you and I, we ourselves are a family. And I would like to make our own family tradition. Yeah, we don't got kids. And so some people kind of assume that that means that we're available wherever, whenever, and we're the ones that should be accommodating, but we're a family. And I want to start making our own traditions. So in the last decade, we've tried to establish a tradition of taking a vacation for Christmas, instead of going to see family, maybe like every 2 years, something like that. And so our very first trip was to Vegas, which was a lot of fun. It was, of course, decked out with holiday decorations, and it was packed. It was so crowded. Uh, and then I think a couple years later, we did Key West, which, same thing, completely packed and crowded, and also a lot of fun. And then we actually did Key West again down the line for Christmas with a friend couple, because the one, she didn't want to spend Christmas with her family, uh, because of some of the very factors that I just mentioned. So, yeah, Vegas once, Key West twice. Because of certain circumstances, we haven't been able to do another holiday vacation, but I would like to pick that back up. We probably won't be able to do another one until maybe 2026, but it is something I still have in mind to get back to doing. And let me tell you, when we first decided to do this, you can imagine the backlash we received. You know? And it it just reminds me of something a friend said to me in a recent conversation, and I'm not quoting verbatim, but they said something to the effect of that it's really ridiculous, like what people think they're owed on the holidays. And that just resonated so much. It really did. And this is still terrain that I'm traversing. It's been yeah, it's been years of navigating some of these scenarios, right? I hope that in the future, those of us affected can get to a place where the Helladays aren't a source of stress or sadness. For my part, they'll always be difficult to a certain degree just because of my sister's loss. So I'm going to have to figure that out. Right now is still it feels very recent and very raw. So I imagine probably these next few years are going to be pretty difficult. And I will get through this. We're doing the best we can in the meantime, right? So I just want to say I am grateful to you all. I am grateful to my friends online and offline. You have definitely been so supportive, and you have lifted my spirits. I don't know how many times I've just felt really broken. And then I'll hear from you, or you'll send me something, and with no expectation of reciprocity, which is another fucking rant I can get on about the holidays, but I won't. And yeah, you've really been there for me, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, because another thing I have learned is kind of unrelated, but when it comes to grief, it has been really interesting who has been there for me and then who hasn't. Like people that I just assumed would be there for me would reach out, check in, completely MIA. And that was really shocking to have that experience and to realize that about someone that I thought was a friend and that I thought I could count on this person. This is someone who I can count on, and come to find that I was wrong. So thank you again, all of you. If you stuck around with me for this long, I really appreciate you. And I'm wishing you a wonderful Helladays. All right, I'll see you in the next video.